Good morning. My name is Chief Anthony Passari of the Middletown Police Department. To my right is Detective Commander Lieutenant Tim Beck. I'm going to read a statement and then I will entertain some questions in regard to the incident. On Tuesday, March 14th at approximately 11:30 a.m., Middletown Police Department patrol officers responded with the Middletown Fire Department for a well-being check of a resident at 916 West Main Road. Friends of the individual requested the well-being check after not hearing from him for several days. After arriving on the scene, officers entered the residence and discovered the body of 39-year-old John Edward Corbett. At this time, we would like to express our deepest sympathies to the Edward Corbett family on behalf of the Middletown Police Department and the town of Middletown. For decades, the Edward Corbett family has been an integral part of this community, and we deeply regret John's passing. This case is currently being investigated as a suspicious death. We are working closely with the state's medical examiner, who will ultimately be the one who decides the exact cause and nature of John's death. As we await the ME's conclusion, it would be premature for anyone to speculate about the nature of John's passing. At this time, the evidence suggests that this is an isolated incident, and we have no reason to believe there is any threat to our community. The members of our detective division, led by Lieutenant Beck, are trained in evidence collection and processing. So over the course of 2 days, dozens of pieces of trace and digital evidence were seized and are in the process of being examined. We've also been working closely with the Attorney General's office in Newport County, who offered their assistance from the opening moments of this investigation. Our Middletown Police Department is one of the most experienced in the state, and they have successfully investigated numerous cases with similar facts and complexity. These kinds of investigations require meticulous attention to detail and take time to properly examine. Now, I know in this day and age people want information instantly, but it would be negligent of us to proceed in such a manner. At this time, John's investigation is our top priority. And our goal is to bring closure to the family. In that regard, we ask that you respect the family's privacy, that everyone respect their privacy, and we will update you as soon as information comes to our and gives us the ability to disseminate it. Thank you.
Colonel, can you give us an indication of what leads you to believe that it is a suspicious death?
Well, there are several factors that obviously that I can't reveal, but again, the manner of the death and whether its cause falls strictly under the purview of the medical examiner's office. So we await the results from them. In the meantime, we'll continue our investigation.
Colonel, a two-part question. One, can you give us a timeline of when you suspect that this death occurred? How many days passed until the body was discovered? So on and so forth.
Well, the time of death would be established by the medical examiner, and I think it was approximately 2 days before people indicated to us that they were concerned.
We've learned that there may have been a refrigerator tipped over, other signs of struggle inside the domicile. Can you speak to that, and how have you determined that this is a suspicious death?
I can't speak to whether or not there was evidence of a struggle inside. That's part of the ongoing investigation.
You say suspicious. Do you mean you're looking into whether or not it was a homicide, it was drug-related?
We're looking into all possibilities. Again, the key element for our police department is what the medical examiner rules.
Have you ever deemed a drug overdose suspicious or anything other than a homicide as a suspicious death?
Have I?
Has your department?
I'm sure we have. I'm sure we have.
Chief,
Because,
sorry, Chief.
that's okay. I'm
Chief,
sure. Yes, sir.
Local rumors are speculating somewhat rampantly right now that Mr. Corbett Edwards was stabbed, sustained stab wounds. Can you comment on that at all?
No, I can't comment on that, other than what I said in my statement, that people should not jump to conclusions before the evidence is in.
People may be concerned or worried if someone was stabbed in their hometown, that suspect is still on.
As I said in my statement, there's no reason for us to be concerned as a community in that regard,
How have you arrived at that conclusion?
based on the facts we have at this point. Anything else? Well, thank you very much. Again, we'll have another news conference or put out a press release as soon as we can. I appreciate your patience, and thank you very much.
Do you expect any more updates before Monday or next week?
No, I don't think so, because we have to wait for the medical examiner. Their timeline is something they could speak of. I can't.
Chief, speaking about timelines, can you comment on why the Middletown Police Department decided to wait these days from Tuesday until Friday to have this press conference rather than going on the record about the death possibly being suspicious on Wednesday? For instance, when the Daily News initially asked for comment on that.
Because we had to be 100% sure that the person in the house that was found, who that person was, and then notify next of kin. We're not going to be in a position, God forbid, to go notify someone that someone in their family had passed and then find out it wasn't them.
Was the body decomposed or mutilated in any way that would lead you to have a pause in identification?
I'm not going to answer that question. Sorry. Okay. Thank you very much.